Her words sliced through the air, sharp and deliberate, like a knife crafted for precision. Could you move over by the bathroom wall so your presence doesn't ruin my birthday photos? My wife's sister delivered the barb with a light chuckle, as if cruelty could be softened by a veneer of jest. The others in the room tittered, pretending not to notice the sting it left behind. My wife's eyes darted away, her silence more piercing than any defense she could have mustered. I managed a tight smile, picked up the gift box I'd placed on the table earlier, and slipped out the door without a sound. They likely thought it was just another forgettable offering. Later, when they uncovered what was inside, their phones erupted with calls I had no intention of answering. By then, my quiet was my only reply. I had once held that family close, as if they were my own kin. They called me the outsider, a label I wore with pride, believing it bound me to their circle of warmth and loyalty. Early on, I shrugged off their subtle digs, the sly comments about my career, the smirks at my clothing, the way my name seemed to trip awkwardly on their lips. For years, I let it pass, convinced love would shield me. I trusted my wife would stand by my side. But no shield ever formed. Instead, she joined their laughter, sometimes giggling before the punchline even landed. I told myself it was trivial, that marriage required flexibility, compromise. It took far too long to recognize the truth. Betrayal masked by smiles. The shift came gradually, like a shadow creeping across a floor. My wife grew distant, her phone a constant presence at odd hours. At first, I wasn't suspicious. I trusted her more than my own gut. But trust breaks with a subtle sound. A door clicking shut, messages deleted before I could see them. One evening, I forgot my wallet and returned home quietly. Her laughter, vibrant and unguarded, drifted from the kitchen. She wasn't alone. The voice beside hers belonged to her sister's husband. I didn't storm in or demand explanations. I stood frozen, listening, and in that moment, years of their mockery crystallized into clarity. Those weren't harmless jests. They were calculated cuts, meant to diminish me while my wife found comfort elsewhere. When I entered the kitchen, she flinched, her hand flying to her lips. He stiffened. I played ignorant, kissed her forehead softly, grabbed my wallet, and left. That night, sleep eluded me, but understanding didn't. If they saw me as the outsider, I'd show them what an outsider could do. Revenge isn't a burst of rage. It's patience honed to a fine edge. I began with evidence, gathered with care and precision. A small camera in the kitchen, another in the living room, nothing in the bedroom, as they weren't reckless enough for that. Within weeks, I had everything. Footage, recordings, a catalog of betrayal that could dismantle lives. Then I studied their weaknesses. My wife's sister thrived on her flawless reputation. Her social media a showcase of polished perfection. Her husband, restless and weak, chased excitement but feared disgrace. My wife. She thought herself smarter than me, and that was her mistake. She underestimated the weight of my silence. I designed the gift with precision. A plain box, neatly wrapped, placed among the other presents on the birthday table. Inside, a sleek black USB drive, no note, no clue, just a lure for their curiosity. I knew they'd take the bait. Curiosity cuts like a blade of its own. When her sister mocked me that evening, I smiled, knowing the trap was set. I wished her a happy birthday, picked up my box and walked out. She probably thought she'd won, shaming me into leaving. As they toasted with champagne, she opened the gift, plugged the drive into her laptop, expecting sentimental photos or a touching video. Instead, she found a meticulously crafted montage. Every stolen kiss, every shared chuckle, every whispered confidence between her and her sister's husband, complete with dates and timestamps, woven into a devastating story. The room must have gone still as the video played. Faces paled, glasses hung suspended in midair. I wasn't there to see the chaos unfold, but I could imagine it. The gasps, the furtive glances, the collapse of their perfect veneer. By the time my phone buzzed with the first call, I was already driving, letting it ring. The second call followed, then the 10th, then dozens by morning, each more desperate than the last. I never picked up. Secrets can be buried in families like theirs, but a scandal like this spreads like flames. Her sister's pristine life crumbled in hours. Her husband disappeared within days, unable to face the ruin. My wife tried to play the victim, claiming she was caught off guard, betrayed herself. But the footage told a different tale. The timestamps matched her late-night, work calls. Her laughter wasn't just an echo of her sister's. It was her own, captured on screen whispering, smiling, complicit. Her betrayal wasn't a single act. It was a habit. The next day, I filed for divorce. My lawyer presented the evidence in court before the family could bury it. She didn't fight it. How could she, with the truth exposed? Her sister, once the boldest voice in any gathering, vanished from social media, unable to face the murmurs or the pity of friends who once envied her. I stayed quiet, letting their guilt fill the silence. Silence carries more weight than accusations. Weeks later, my wife showed up at my doorstep, her face unadorned, her hand ringless, her eyes hollow. She asked why I chose this path. I answered simply, because you all made me feel invisible, and I wanted you to feel the world's gaze searing into you. She cried. I shut the door. They still call sometimes, her sister, her husband, even her. I let the phone ring. That box was my final statement. Humiliation doesn't fade. It lingers, a lasting wound on the soul. They marked me with their words, their laughter, their betrayal. I gave them a mirror to see their true selves. Now, when I pass families laughing together, their happiness untouched, I hear her sister's voice again. Could you move by the bathroom wall so your presence doesn't ruin my photos? No, I won't. Not anymore. Their faces are the ones that tarnish every moment they try to hold on to now. And I wouldn't change a thing.